Hi, I'm Shaka Hislop, and you're here at Extra Time TV.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of Extra Time TV. This is Sooklal, and I'm joined by a man who needs no introduction, our own very Captain England himself, Terry. How are you today?
Very good, man. Nice
All right.
to see you.
So it's always a pleasure to have him here, and of course, this being an all-English final, the UEFA Champions League is the subject for today. Terry, before we get into all the discussion and tactics,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on it being an all-English final and also your affiliation with certain team?
I just think it's been an incredible season, Andrew, with Premier League football. Some of the results we've seen over the course of the year. You look at Liverpool, only beaten once in the whole campaign, and they come second to Manchester City.
Insane.
Incredible. That just shows you the quality that we've got at hand and the top managers, Klopp and Pep Guardiola. They're learning kids in England and the kids that they're bringing from all around the world now into the Premier League. A whole new game. I mean, for me, the English Premier League is driven by a crowd that are fanatic about their teams. They drive them on. They absolutely demand 110% commitment every week. And I don't think you see that anywhere else in the world. And now that you've got quality players doing that, the level of football is outstanding.
This has been one of the most exciting Champions Leagues I've ever seen in a long time. The journeys of both teams.
Yes.
Liverpool, for example, and Tottenham.
Yeah.
They both had very difficult pathways.
Yes, they have, yeah.
For example, what do you think about, we'll speak about Tottenham first,
Yes.
about their journey. I mean, they were literally on the verge of exiting the group with Inter Milan, which is the team I follow. And I know, James, you follow Barcelona, but that's another story. They looked like they were down and out, and they made it through literally on goal difference.
Yes, I just think that we've seen this throughout the season. There's been so many upsets along the way. Tottenham should have been out of it in the group stages, as you said, but they've managed to cling on to games and stay within the tournament. And I think that has been across the board. That's what I've seen in football this season. There's been so many upsets. There's been so many teams that you don't fancy getting through against some of the most formidable sides in world football. Tottenham, for me, yes, we've ridden a bit of luck, and I think you need that in football. Of course you do. But Pochettino, I can't tell you how much I think he's done such a wonderful job. This is a club that haven't spent anything in the last two transfer windows. Now got a fabulous new stadium. Champions League final. It doesn't get any bigger than that, and I just think he's done a wonderful job.
And this, what perfectly epitomizes this is that Ajax at halftime, it looked in the second leg, I was positive they were gone.
Me too.
And then I was looking, and I was actually thinking about Terry while this game was going on. I was like, as a neutral, I was happy for Ajax. But it showed the determination, Lucas Moura and these guys, and Pochettino deserves a lot of credit for what he's doing and instilling this never say die attitude in this team that he's tried various formations and so on. And they're in the final. Liverpool on the other hand, they didn't have it easy as well. Coming out of the group stage, they struggled in all their away games. They look like they were on the verge of being knocked out.
3-0 down against Barcelona.
Insane.
Come back to win 4-0.
It's insane. It's insane. I mean, the group was insane, coming back against Barcelona, who had flaws. I know a lot of people, that was hard for them to admit. Barcelona have been showing cracks for the last couple of seasons. And, a lot of people are going at the coach, Leo Messi. But they were, anybody who looked at the first leg, you could have seen the signs were there. Liverpool had created lots of chances. And it was only because, the little man, Leo Messi, some individual brilliance covered up some cracks.
What I thought was very interesting about the comments that came out after the Barca-Liverpool game. Lionel Messi himself said he couldn't keep that sort of momentum going, that tempo of a game, if it was every game, throughout the season. And recognising that the Premier League, every game you play is a cup final. Because if you're a Manchester City, a Liverpool, a Manchester United, every other team, it's their cup final. So they're coming at you hard, the tactics are different, they're changing themselves up to make it awkward and difficult for you to get your 3 points out of the game. So every week is like, wow. Across Europe, when you look at La Liga, the French League even, Bundesliga, Serie A, the teams at the top automatically whitewash the teams down the bottom. There's no contest really. You're looking at what's the score going to be. You're looking at numbers. The Premier League offers something completely different, because if you're at the bottom of the league, scraping the barrel, trying to get them points on the scoreboard, you're pitting your wits against the top side. So you're changing your formation, you're changing your tactics, you're trying to make the game as ugly as possible to scrape a point or even 3 points out of the game. And every now and again, it throws out a wow, what happened there?
Yeah.
How did they get that result? And that's typical British football. Fans demanding, 110% all the time. The tempo of the game, the intensity, incredible stuff.
Yep, it's amazing. We could actually have an entire show just speaking about, the rise of, or the acceptance of how the EPL is at an all-time high right now.
Yes.
So, before we get into the actual conversation, our Twitter polls, we have our Facebook and our Twitter polls, which you could find in the description below. It's straight down the middle. Both sets of fans, it's 50% for Tottenham, 50% for Liverpool. So there's no clear definition. We all know who Terry is going to vote for in those polls when he goes home.
Yeah.
But, it's very interesting because I can't really disagree with this. It really looks, you don't really know what to expect from both teams.
Yeah.
Particularly Pochettino, because he's tried a variety of formations and so on, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
So we're going to speak about the lineups.
Yeah.
And, Pochettino has played various formations throughout this Champions League. I saw he played 3 at the back. Sometimes he has 2 forwards.
Yes.
And he adjusts mainly due to injuries and players being absent. Harry Kane. In a lot of ways, I think when Harry Kane got injured, it showed Pochettino's tactical flexibility.
Yes.
So, what do you think about Tottenham's?
I look at Pochettino and it's been remarkable over the course of the season. How many changes he's made at half time that have been fabulous for the team, and they've gone on to win games. With all due respect, if we don't know about Liverpool and Liverpool's style, their players, their strengths and weaknesses by now, we all need to kick up the backside.
Yep.
But this is a game now where you've got both sides are very familiar with each other. And for me, Andre, it's about who turns up on the day.
Yep.
The big thing for Pochettino is, what does he do with Harry Kane? Arguably the best centre forward in the world, joins in with midfield, scores goals like crazy. What a player he is. Do you put him in front of Mora, put him in front of Son? How does the manager make that work for the benefit of the football club?
Yep, and if we take a look at the formations, basically, Mora has been very effective.
Absolutely.
He is essentially a reject from PSG.
Yeah.
Harry Kane, he's coming back. He's been out for a while.
Yes.
So a lot of people are asking questions. Would Harry Kane be match fit? Yeah. Would you start Harry Kane? So it's a very legitimate question, and trying to figure out his formation is also a big question mark.
I mean, for me, Andre, I think what I would look at here is this. Van Dijk has been colossal for Liverpool. If you're putting Harry Kane into the team and you're putting him up against Van Dijk, I think it's over and out done, because Van Dijk is quality.
Yeah.
If you move into the other side to Matip, I think then you've got a chance of getting your pace of Son and Mora somewhere else. But it's who to accommodate Harry Kane, who do you leave out? Is it an Eriksen? Is it a Dele Alli? Because I think the pace of Mora and how direct he's been, I think it would be foolish for Pochettino to leave him out of the starting lineup because of how he's going at the moment.
Yeah.
And Son, also, I look at the weaknesses of Liverpool, and I think if he plays Alexander-Arnold at right back, I think Son's quick, he's great on the ball, he's bright, he's intelligent with his movements. I think he could cause all sorts of problems there.
Yeah.
Mora on the other side with Robertson. It's really mouth-watering. The contest that we've got is there's so many clashes all around the field that you think, oh wow, that's brilliant. Liverpool, of course, will go into the game as favourites. They've had a marvellous season. 1 defeat, all Premier League.
Insane.
And they've now had 2 or 3 weeks, both teams, to get themselves together, get the injuries back fit again. They're picking from squads that are now refreshed. Could be fantastic final.
Yep. Let's take a quick look at the formations for Tottenham. All right, so Terry, this is obviously, we're speculating here right now.
Yep.
This is what he used, basically to come back against Ajax.
Yes.
But he has used different formations. He has used 3 at the back. Do you think that he's going to go with this or something else?
Well, listen, I really like Wanyama in the middle of the park. I think he's a terrific player, although I thought against Ajax he was poor. They dragged him off at half time, and it made a big difference to the team.
Yeah.
Sissoko has been outstanding all season. I think this is the best season I've ever seen him have, recognising he's now a world champion with France. What a player. Who's going to be his partner in the middle of the park? Harry Winks, for me, is better on the ball, quicker movement of the ball than Wanyama. I think he gets on better with Eriksen and Dele Alli. Of course, the way we've set this out, we've got the pace of Moura and Son up front, two terrific players, both good on the ball. The pace will hurt this Liverpool side. Andrea, it's a difficult call. I look at the two fullbacks, Rose and Trippier, are probably our weakness. And up against the front six of Liverpool that are so dynamic, been brilliant all season. I'd be worried on that side of it. But this is a game over 90 minutes. I think Tottenham have got to throw the kitchen sink, everything they've got at this Liverpool side and try to win it one time.
Yep, because a lot of people are suggesting that to cope with the front three of Liverpool, that they probably will try the three at the back. But that's the thing about Pochettino. He's very flexible. If this doesn't work, he switches it up, as we saw against Ajax and in the group stages. And it's exciting for people who are neutrals to see all this tactical experimentation in games like this.
Agreed. I look, his teams are always compact. They're always nice. From back to front, there's never more than 30, 35 yards, centre forward to your centre backs. And Sissoko sits in front of Trippier, he doubles up in that area. I think on the other side, Dele Alli, sometimes because he's a more forward-thinking player, leaves Danny Rose isolated at times. That could be a problem down that side. Mo Salah, of course, what a player he is. But again, it's who turns up on the day, Andre. You just don't know what side of the bed these guys get out of, whether they're going to turn up and be dynamic or whether it'll just breeze past them. Sometimes it is. And the occasion, I've got to say this, Tottenham Hotspur have got nothing to lose. Liverpool Football Club absolutely will be the favourites to win it. And I don't think Tottenham have got anything to lose. Go for it. Go for the throat. And I think that's what Pochettino will do.
So it's very interesting to try to figure out what Pochettino is going to do. So we'll see how it goes. So let's take a look at the Liverpool possible starting lineups. I think one of the things that we spoke about with Pochettino, it's the opposite with Klopp. You kind of know what you're going to get with Klopp. Klopp plays one style of heavy metal football, as he calls it. The 4-3-3, very aggressive attacking style football. Stretches your back four, rips you to shreds. He has various solutions. There was a couple concerns about Firmino, but he's back. So he's going to start, and I think essentially, with the exception of Keita, I believe, they have the entire squad. So, what do you think?
You've nailed it. I mean, with Liverpool Football Club, they've been outstanding all season. I've said it already. One defeat is incredible. Incredible season they've had. They've now got to win something. They've got to put some silverware into the cupboard. And I think they're not going to get a better chance than they're going to get against Tottenham Hotspur. They'll be heavily favourites. And it's how many of these players turn up on the day, perform well. I'm wondering whether they'll play Henderson in the middle of the park. For me, him and Fabinho have both very good players, but sometimes they slow the game down too much for this Liverpool side. But when you've got Mane and Salah, the pace that they've got in the side, and not just that, they're showing composure on the ball now. I think over the course of this season, we've seen a drastic change in Mane. I think he's not now just a great player, he's turning into a world-class player because he's finishing moves off, he's creating chances, and that little bit of time he's spending on the ball with that quality and composure. Magnificent.
Definitely in composure, because I observed his progression as a player, and he looked, even against Barcelona, any other game, you saw a different Mane. Because I wouldn't want to say I was one of his critics, but I saw the improvement with this guy. A lot of people are saying, the midfield trio, as you said, Wijnaldum and guys like that, who will he go with? And that's probably the only variation we'll probably see. As you said, Henderson.
I was looking at Mane when they played against Bayern Munich. I thought that was the changing point for me, because that was the first game I'd look at him and thought, wow, this guy now is world class. The rest of the big clubs around the world, your Real Madrid, your Barcelonas, will all be looking at this guy now. Could he be the next stepping stone for one of these huge clubs around Europe? What a player, quick as lightning, bright, and that's what Klopp has put into this side. Their movement, their rotation, you quite regularly see Salah coming off the line into the centre forward position, Mane, Firmino joins in with midfield. So it's always flowing football. They're just trying to break you down, waiting for that defender to make a mistake, and when you come out of that position, break rank, boom, they're in behind you like a shot.
It's an amazingly ferocious pace that they played at, and also the ability to maintain that sort of fitness throughout the entire season in the Premier League as well. They lost one game, as you know, and to keep that momentum is very difficult in terms of physical preparation.
And I think, you said it earlier, over the course of the season, yes, he's made 1 or 2 changes along the way, and I think that's just been giving his players a little rest when he can. But when this game comes round, we all know already the lineup he's going to use. He's not going to change it at all, Klopp, because it's been so successful. At the back there, Van Dijk, what a difference he's made, and I've got to say the goalkeeper, Alisson, has also been tremendous for Liverpool Football Club, and they've cured all of their defensive woes that we've seen for previous seasons. They lost the league this year because of one thing for me, Andrea, and that was because the front 6 didn't score enough goals. 7, I believe, draws over the campaign.
Yeah.
Listen, any other time they win the league with all the points that they've got, 98.
It's probably heartbreaking for those guys.
Yes, but that's what happened. And when you take your foot off the pedal, the front 3 not scoring, we've said Salah over 2 or 3 months over the Christmas period was poor, wasn't scoring his goals, his form was down, confidence was low. But listen, they're all back in the frame now doing great things.
Salah seems to be hitting form at the right time. Like I said, I was heavily critical of Salah. I thought he wasn't the same guy, but he seems to be peaking at the right time.
Agreed.
And you're right, that was the difference between Liverpool and Man City, just the goal-scoring output. Alisson has been a wonderful signing. We all know what happened last year. With Karius, it was hard to watch, even as a neutral. I was tough. You let the ball fly through your hands. It was sad. But what I liked about Klopp, just observing since Liverpool signed him, is that you could see his influence on the team. Van Dijk. A lot of people criticized the money that was paid, but £75 million. That's money well spent. Now he is what I consider one of the world's best at that position.
Possibly the best in the world.
I think so. And there's no coincidence with players like him. The Dutch national team is on a rise once more.
Absolutely. But you see, what I look at with Pep Guardiola and Klopp, they've gone out and recognised their weaknesses within the team mechanism, and they've gone out for specific positions. I want that player for that position. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Some clubs, some managers have gone out and got players that are great players, but then they're looking at, where do I actually fit this player into my team?
Pogba is probably a good example.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I look at Manchester United. They've signed so many players, and I'm thinking, he's a great player. I've watched him over the course of Sanchez, for argument's sake. What a player he was for Arsenal. He's not nearly the same for Manchester United because he doesn't know the position he's been asked to play. That's my opinion. But I think Klopp and Pep Guardiola, they know what they want. They know the positions they need to change up, better quality, and they've gone out and specifically got these names. And Van Dijk, brilliant signing. Alisson, the goalkeeper, brilliant signing. And there's not too much more there. He's bought Fabinho in, who's, I think, plays 1 week, next week it's Henderson, so he's got cover there all round. This Liverpool side, almost every position we're looking at right there, they've got a next person sat on the bench can fit into the team mechanism easy.
Very strong team, so we have a general idea of how it's going to start. A couple of people are asking questions. Do you think, Matip started the last couple of games, but some people are saying that maybe Lovren may start. What do you think about it? I don't think so either.
I think it'll be Matip. I think that double act at the back, they've been solid together. The 2 fullbacks, Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, are great going forward. Sometimes they leave the back 2 a little bit exposed. That's where either Henderson or Fabinho sits in there. So you've got that nice little defensive triangle. But Liverpool are brilliant because they're offering more players forward. There's more passing opportunities for the team. Every time you receive the ball, you've not got 1 or 2, you've got 4 and 5 passing options. That's where they've been excellent throughout the season and the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've now solided up at the back. They're not giving cheap goals away. Goalkeeper's been massive for the team.
Majestic.
And more often than not, this Liverpool side, they might give up 1 or 2 chances against them over the 90 minutes. But Alisson stood up to everything. He's been brilliant for them. What a team.
What a wonderful signing Alisson has been. An interesting fact a lot of people don't know is that Alisson, was the guy that was responsible for Barcelona getting eliminated 2 times. He was between the sticks of Roma, and then he went to Liverpool, and once again proved to be, maybe I'm onto something, I don't know.
Quite remarkable, because in this game against Barcelona, the saves that he pulled out, I mean, my God, how could you see any team scoring 4 goals against Barcelona without Barcelona scoring against them?
Because everybody thought that Barcelona was at least going to score 1 goal.
Yes.
I was one of those people. I think most people did. There's a reason why people are scared of Barcelona, and, Messi and those guys. And to get shut down like that.
Suarez back at Anfield. And
the thing is, they probably got, I think, like maybe 2 chances. I think Jordi Alba had sort of a half chance and he wasted it. And you knew what kind of night it was going to be. Like, I had that, this is intangible. There's nothing analytical about this. You just had that feeling like this was Liverpool. It was going to be Liverpool's night. So.
Well, again, Andrea, when you get to this stage of a competition, a lot of the time it's momentum.
Yeah.
And when the team's full of confidence, things just flow. And that's what's happening with this Liverpool side. They were brilliant in the new camp and got beat 3-0.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so unjust because they deserve better than that. But to come back to Anfield and really go for it like they did, the momentum that they got from the first goal carried them through the first half. They scored early in the second half again, momentum again kicking in, and they were just unbelievable. And with that crowd behind them at Anfield, what a fabulous game and result.
Yep, that's the first time I saw players like Busquets and Rakitic looking completely flustered.
Absolutely.
They could not hold on to the ball. Maybe age is a factor, it caught up with these guys, but just the pace Liverpool were playing at, they couldn't play the smooth possession style football. Liverpool made them uncomfortable. And you would think after they scored the second goal, they would try to tighten things up, and they couldn't.
And
they could not.
I looked at, Wijnaldum, I think, was outstanding. Coming off the bench, scores 2 goals. He's another one of these players now that, as well as being a great midfield player, shutting the game down, breaking the opposition up and servicing the rest of the team, Klopp has now got him getting into the box and scoring goals. And I think when you look across the 2 top teams in the English Premiership, Pep Guardiola at Manchester City's got Sterling doing that. He's not just a winger anymore. Keeps on ending up in the 6-yard box, passing the ball into the goals, scoring goals. And Klopp at Liverpool has got Salah and Mane doing exactly the same thing. He's got players getting into the penalty area. Henderson, my God, we're seeing him getting into goal-scoring positions. That is from the training ground. It's not by chance. It's not something that's just happened. That is because the coach knows what he wants. He knows where he wants his players ending up, and that's getting these players to do that little extra to round the team of performance.
Yep, it's amazing what Klopp has done. You could see that he has. You saw it at Dortmund when he was there. When he came to Liverpool, you saw that he had specific requests. He has a style of play. He knew what you were going to get. A lot of people were critical. They didn't think it was going to work. Well, you're all wrong now because Liverpool 2 finals in 2 seasons. Will he break that curse? We'll discuss that a little later on. So we're just going to head into both teams because there's so much to talk about. Who do you think is the key player for Tottenham?
Key player for Tottenham, I think, middle of the park. I think Sissoko. He's been tremendous all season for Tottenham. And Liverpool's strength is in the middle of the park where they keep good possession and they give great service to the front 3. I think if Sissoko can break that up and provide the same sort of service to the Tottenham front 3, I think it could be a very interesting game.
Okay, and for Liverpool, who do you think is the man to watch?
Liverpool, for me, I think Firmino is a great player. He's not just a great centre forward that's always looking to score goals, but he joins in with midfield. He finds them pockets of space that nobody's looking out for, and he links the play perfectly, and again arrives in the box at the right time. I think, having had a break, had a rest, I think he could be the top man for Liverpool.
So a lot of people are speaking about the goalkeepers. We spoke with Alisson with high praise, and also we have Lloris. Lloris, World Cup champion. He's in a final now, but he has a tendency to do the occasional blooper. Do you think that would have any outcome in the final?
Andrea, this guy, you just said it, World Cup winner with France. But when the big games come around for Tottenham, he, more often than not, it's been his mistakes that have cost Tottenham dearly. It doesn't get any bigger than Champions League final. There's a lot of pressure on the fella because he's a world champion. We're expecting so many good things from him. I don't think he compares with Alisson. I think Alisson's miles in front, quite frankly. But we need, Tottenham Hotspur need a big performance from Luis in this final.
Because if we look at the form guide, this is going deep into the data. They played 172 games, Liverpool winning 82, drawing 42, and Tottenham with 48. But in recent times, they both played each other earlier this season. Tottenham winning 1, Liverpool winning 1. It was very close. familiarity is something these coaches have with each other now, and it makes it a very interesting dynamic when you try to predict what's going. It's not straightforward, you know, as you said, it's who turns up on a day. Do you think that the familiarity of both coaches would make the contest very tight and keep it?
I just, again, this is why the top managers are with the top clubs, because they freshen these players up. So yes, we're playing against Liverpool. We know all about Liverpool, all their strengths, all their power, where they're coming from. These managers freshen the game up. They give them another lease of life, if you like, and change things up. So when they come into this game, it's like they're doing it for the very first time. And I think that's the creativity of the managers, how they get into individuals, pulling individuals to one side, giving them good information off of the field as well as on the field. It's, my God, they played against each other twice already in the season. There's no shocks really. It's just who comes out with the fresher, brighter minds to win the game.
So just to end things off, you know, the game is obviously at the Wanda Metropolitano, the home of Atletico Madrid. Terry, just to end things off, how do you think this game is going to end up?
I think Liverpool are going to dominate the game. I think they'll dominate the possession. They'll have several big chances in the game but not score, and I think Tottenham will nick it 1-0.
That, you know, if you could really doubt Terry, because he said this throughout the season, a lot of people doubted him.
From very early,
I'm in the group stages.
All England final.
So
and people didn't believe us, but it's been a crazy season of results. I think that's going to go right to the last game, and Tottenham are going to nick it.
From the moment of the group stage when they pulled themselves out of that group, I started to pay. I was always a fan of Pochettino. I'm a fan of Inter Milan, unfortunately, so my team went out at the cost of Tottenham. But you could not deny that there was something about his team. And the English teams in general, even Manchester City had a chance of being where, but you know, they were out by Tottenham, which was amazing as well. So, you know, I think, unfortunately, I know not a lot of Liverpool fans are not going to like what I'm going to say. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I actually think that Liverpool are going to dominate and Tottenham are going to snatch it, a smash and grab.
Thank you.
I know Terry's going to like that, and it's not paid, you know, Terry didn't do this. I actually genuinely, I'm an Inter Milan fan, so there's no bias there whatsoever. So, you know, let us know what you think in the comment section below. We also have a blog, you know, with our interpretation of what's going to happen in the final. You could check that out at extvmedia.com. The link will be there. You know, just our analysis. The thing about football is that people could look at this game and interpret it in many different ways. So, you know, we could see it one way, you guys could see it a different way. We have a lot of intelligent comments in the comment section below, a lot of passionate comments, you know, which I love and we encourage it. So let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. When you do that, you automatically qualify for a chance to win a copy of FIFA 19 from the kind folks of my store. You could also play myself. Maybe we could encourage Terry to play one of these days. Who knows? So be sure to do that. So once again, Terry, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see how it goes in the final. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out more, look at this video. And don't forget to click the subscribe button, because when you do, one of your enemies will be destroyed.